Hello, everyone. Can everyone hear me okay? I didn't realize this shirt lines up perfectly right here. It just shows the title on the camera. That's cool. How is everyone doing today? Hope everyone is having an A-OK great day. Hello, Sophia. Hello, Roman. Hope everyone is doing well. We do already have a volunteer, which will be Drooch. Let's go ahead and go to him. I am doing well. We just got back from having lunch at the park, so that was nice. I've been having yeah, I'm on Twitch as well as YouTube. Been having a pretty nice week. I was recommended to, eat some fruits and I don't like vegetables. I really don't like vegetables, so I have this powder stuff that gives me the vegetable nutrients. I just have to mix the powder with my food, and I still get the 80%, 75% of the vitamins I need from vegetables. I've been doing that and eating 2 fruits a day for the last week. And I think it's helped my mood a little bit. I don't know. It's only been a week, so it's hard to say for sure, but I think it's helped. It's helping. Trying to be healthier. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to be healthier. That whole adulting thing. Yeah, we just went to the park this morning. It was a really pretty day outside, so took the wife to the park. Hope everyone else is doing pretty well and pretty okay. Drooch, are you here? And if so, are you ready to play? Awesome. All right. Go ahead and send a challenge. Clossi Approach series and challenge. Okay, no worries. I'm going to pause the game first and then restart the recording.
Game started.
All right, so we're going to pause this game. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Clossi Approach series video. Today we have the 5th game in the 6Q to 4Q range, and it will be against Drooch, who is actually one of my students. So this will be fun. I'm thinking about how I want to play it, because I know once we get past this range, the series is going to get a little, I'm not confident in my ability to teach 3Q to 1Q, but I'll do my best. So I'm debating if I want to start doing that or if I just want to keep showing stuff. I'm not sure. But what I can do is maybe show an opening this game, because I got black this game. So I'm thinking maybe I could show Points Lover, which is an opening that I studied with my students in the Clossi class over the last month. It's an opening that we learned from the Yongusang, and then we kind of went over it in the class together as well. Or I could do maybe the Chinese opening. Something. But I think I want to do some sort of opening combination and kind of encourage you guys to do as well. I know in this series, in this section, I encourage trying new openings, new moves here and here. Make sure you have an idea of how to play against them. But I also want to encourage you should start studying openings and at least know opening patterns and Joseki patterns. See, I'm not sure how Drooch will handle it. Because if I play something he knows, he might handle it better than this average level can handle it. Because we've technically studied together. So I think I'll do the Chinese opening. That way it'll be a little bit more this level, rather than something he knows. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll do the Chinese opening.
Game resumed.
All right. Have a good game. We're going to do the Chinese opening. Okay. We'll go here. Hello, Bustle. Yeah, Drooch made it in the series. So I'll just go here. Traditional Chinese. It'll be fine. What will he do? What will he do? All right. Approach. Let's just go 1-point jump. Seems fine and dandy. I think a modern move is to play like P15. I think the AI likes that. The old-fashioned move was to go here. That's a move. This is a move that you do need to study if you play the Chinese opening. It's weird timing, though. So I'm just going to play defense first. No big deal. No big deal. This actually might be passive. I think at the Dawn level, Hane on the outside is probably better. So I'm just going to still play Clossi Approach. This is good enough to get us to Dawn level, and then we can learn all that other stuff. Okay, so technically we're alive. He can Hane, though, and then I can crawl. And that would be a little bit good for him. So I can go here to keep that. Or I can go attack right now. Which this is a question that I'm not actually sure how to answer. Because this locally is really nice for white. But globally, is it urgent? Is it urgent? I want to say yes. And the reason for... I want to say you can fix it. And the reason I say that is because even though I'm not going to die or anything or get attacked very severely here, I can be reduced in Sente quite nicely. So if you can fix that, and in a way that also hurts your opponent, then usually it's worth fixing. So if I fix right here, it threatens a pincer, and you can see that there's no forcing moves for white to use to survive. So having not having Aji to work with will make a pincer very powerful here. So the fact that I can fix this, and it's still it could still very well be Gote, but I fix it in a way that potentially I can attack later. I think it's worth doing. If I couldn't attack later, if there's no Aji for white, then maybe I would Tanuki here. As long as I'm okay. I could have also Hane, I think. But that might have given him forcing moves, and I just want to settle and move on. Because there's a pincer here, there's a pincer here, there's an approach here, there's a 3-3. So I got my own like 4 different moves right now. I do think white's let's see. I don't want to say ahead. Ahead is not the right word. Oh, hi. Cool. Hi from Spain. Mariano. Nice to see you. Welcome. So white is playing very aggressive here.
Undo requested.
Okay.
Undo granted.
So white is playing very not aggressive but speedy. So white is establishing stones all over the board. Now, this type of style is possible, but there is a weakness in it. So the pro is, there's pros and cons. Pros is, you see that black is very concentrated on one side and white is moving everywhere, right? No problem. White is moving everywhere, right? But the con is there's a lot of openings in white's position and there's not a lot of openings in black's. So it depends on what type of style you want to play, and style choices can come into play more like 3Q plus, maybe Dawn level. Um, so for us, I think it's perfectly fine to still play solid like this until Dawn level, but you can see that it does feel a little bit passive, and that's why I said the inside Hane would probably be better on the outside, but it should be fine. Okay, so I can go ahead and attack, and I think that's a Clossi approach, so that's what I'm just going to do. I want to make sure this is Sente, though. So if I go here, there, Hane, Atari, connect, there. Um, it may not be Sente, but it does feel very nice to surround that. But it may not be Sente. So this may not be the move. What about kick, Nobi, pincer? Seems more reasonable. What about kick, heat Tanukis? Is that something to consider? I think you can Tanuki this. I'm already up one move here, so I don't necessarily have to attack. If I can attack in Sente, obviously that's what I want to do. I'm worried I'm going to attack in Gote, though. Let's 3-3 first, and then see how this plays, and then we can decide on the attack. This is also really big, though. Another way that I could counter this is I could just go in and just break my opponent's combination, because usually they want to play really fast and have a combination and blah, blah, blah. Approach with 3-4 is also fine. So if I go in and break the combination, usually it hurts players like these that like to play really fast, because if they don't have a combination and you don't have any weakness, then it's really hard for them to move around the board. They get confused and don't exactly know what to do. So that's another way I could have handled it. It's just going on the bottom to break combination. So here I'm looking to create my own combination, or to break whites on this side, but I could have also just broke it right now instead of asking. So there's many ways to handle this, I think. As long as we play strong, it's fine. Honestly, I'm overthinking it, I think. Because at 6Q, as long as we play good moves, it's fine. If our opponents were Dawn level, then we would have to think about making combinations more importantly, like I was just doing. But at this level, as long as you have something decent and you don't have like any mistakes or openings, your opponent should make a mistake eventually. If they don't give you an opening at some point, then that's Dawn level. Okay, so we're just gonna play for this same Joseki. It's fine. See, now the right side's uninteresting. Now the right side's uninteresting. I could start a fight. Let's go here. Let's just break the combination. I think it's fine. I could also go here, though. What do I want to do? What's more important? Clossi Approach says to attack something. So I could try to cut. Activate this Joseki. Let's see. I have this move, this move, this move to be more pressure on this move, or maybe a kick. So let's go. Let's read a little bit. 1, 2, let's 3, 4, 5, 6, just 7. Okay, here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 7. Yeah, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. I feel like if I just kick, he's gonna make points. I don't see any good options. I could also consider the attach. There. There. So if I don't see any good options, let's just take a safe one. I forgot to consider this one. Here, slide, shoulder hit. Might be fine for influence, but since I'm flat up here, I don't know if I want influence. Just something simple. Mostly we should be playing a patient game, though. Should be trying to do too much, because we need to play a patient game. Patience will win at this level. Patience will win most of the time at this level. K3 is also fine, but L3 puts a little bit more emphasis on these three stones. So if they were to play like N3, yeah, I'm aware he can push me closer to this, but this doesn't have a base, so I want to be closer to kind of bully this a little bit more. K3 is a little bit safer. This L3 is more aggressive, and so it's just I want to be a little bit more aggressive here. Not that K3 is wrong. That K3 is just safer. But I'm aiming for a little bit more aggressiveness here. Okay, do I want to peep? Probably too much right now. So let's go here. But yeah, K3 is also fine. Like, that's something to consider too. But K3, he just pushes you on the other side and you're still kind of cramped. But it's still fine. You're not going to die. It's not like it's bad. I'm just being a little bit more aggressive. But it's fine. As long as you play basics. I wouldn't get caught up too much in the difference between K3 and L3 until like you're down level. As long as you like played on the big framework and lived, then you're fine. Like, it doesn't matter too much. All right. I'm kind of liking White here. White's controlling the game, or White has a more exciting position. But I'm really solid though, so I should start some trouble soon though. I'm really solid. Okay, I don't really care about that. I want to get this. This is free. It's my right to get. This makes me a little bit stronger. White a little bit more cramped. I think I need to get to the big move now, though. That's fine. You're gonna have to fix. Like, you're not gonna make two eyes right here. I'm gonna get Sente from this. You want to start a Ko? That would be unexpected. Might not be that bad of an idea. Because 2 moves in a row is really big. I think you should have waited until I had a weak group over here to activate the Ko, though. Hmm. Okay. So let's see. Aitanuki, Hihane's, Nobi, Hane, connect, take the Vital Pointer, reduce. Ayatari. It's not a Ko. That means, though, this move is Sente against the corner, so he can steal my base right here at any time. Okay, just keep that in mind. Alright, so biggest framework's definitely left. So let's just go in. Attach. Hello, Turnamja. How is he doing? Okay, Hane or Hane? Let's just destroy the points. It's fine. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Cut's not common. Okay. Now I have lots of things to think about. So now it's time to read. The ladder obviously doesn't work, but there. That might not be the point. Nobi, push, Hane, Lion Rogue. Surprised you weren't already following. there. So I could force this and bully this. Hmm. Attach the there. Gotcha. So I just need to think of some sort of combination here. Yeah, I think an attach right here works. Because starting a fight right here potentially activates the ladder. I just gotta be clever. As long as I'm clever, there's plenty of Aji right here to use. Just a matter of cleverness. What will he do? What will he do? All right. Hane, connect, Nobi, there, Atari there, Atari there, Atari there, Atari there. Tiger's Mouth Atari, there, Atari. Should be okay. This should work. And if he tries to say the ladder, then I get to cut these 2 stones. So this should work. I'm not sure, but that's my plan. This might be too clever, though. I might be playing too high level here. Maybe I should have just squeezed this stone and made life. That'd have been easier. This is probably too much reading. Hard to balance at this level. This is some Dawn magic. Okay. I'll simplify it then. I'll simplify it. I'm doing too much. I'm trying to use the Aji to make life in his framework, right? I'm trying to okay, here's Aji, identify the Aji, make a combination. That's the simplistic way of what I'm doing. And I'm just combining attachments and ladders, right? Forcing moves to kill the ladder. But if that's too much, I'll try to simplify it from here. I just know, Drew's just setting up a reading game. That's kind of the problem, though. Players like these leave openings, and if you're not clever, you say experiment. I don't like it when people experiment because that's when things go wrong. It's more about when are you strong enough to read the forcing moves. If you notice forcing moves here and you notice forcing moves here, then it's just a matter of how do you make them work together. And if you're clever and you read it and you make it work together, then you can do it. But if you can't make it work together, you don't do it. if you try and you don't know the result, that's a good way to die. So experiment's not the word I would use for it. I would be thinking, what are my simple moves? Can I do anything better with Aji? If not, then I'm going to do the simple moves. And if you can, then obviously use the Aji to your advantage, right? You need to experiment in your head. I always want you reading the Aji. Can you do the Aji? Right? And then when you review the game, try it out as well. The AI shows you some cool stuff sometimes. Getting reviews from stronger players also helps you out. So in your head, that is true. That is true. I mean, what I don't want you to do is not see a result. Like, it's okay if you read a result and you do it, and then your opponent finds something you didn't see, and you die and learn a new shape. That's fine. But what you don't want to do is not read it and say, this looks like something, and then just try it without reading it. Like, you gotta read something, and you should try in your head as much as you can. You should use all the Aji in your head as much as you can, and if you see a way to make it work, then do it. And if you fail, then either you learn a new shape, or maybe you didn't read it far enough, or whatever, you learn, right? But what you don't want to do is not read it, or play something without reading it, and then you just don't know the result, and then you fail. Then it's not like you learned anything. You just did something without knowing the result. That's the wrong way. So you got to be very careful about how you do it, because this 6Q to 1Q is a very dangerous spot, especially 3Q to 1Q. A lot of people are like, I'm going to just do these things because that's what Dawn players do, but the difference is Dawn players read it like single digit Q players don't, and they just say they see it, they see the Aji, and they just do it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's why they're 50-50. And Dawn players don't do the ones that don't work, but do the ones that do work. So it's a matter of improving your creativeness without going in blindly. I hope that makes sense. So it's not that I am trying this without reading. Now, I fully understand the AI could come in and just say, oh, there's this move, sequence doesn't work. Yeah. But that means I just need more Go problems and to improve my reading with more games and more practice and more experience. But if I didn't see anything wrong with this in my reading, and I double checked and triple checked, and I don't see anything wrong, then do it, right? But if I can't read this, if I can't read that this is my ladder breaker, this is Sente, if I can't read all of that, then I don't have the right to do it, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to take the ladder. Now I have no Aji. This is probably 3Q to 1Q, though. This is a matter of being clever. So this is now really slow, because I was doing this for the ladder. He's already got the territory, so this is only 4 points. So this one's considered slow. I could activate this and start a fight, but I'll wait to do that until it's necessary. I think, more importantly, this is better. Just get to the next big move. If it's not important, get to the next big move. So I think probably I did play higher than 6Q here. I agree with that assessment. This was too high. But 3Q to 1Q, this is what you're going to learn next. So this is maybe 3Q to 1Q should start learning these ideas. Like, you need to recognize the attachment patterns, and then make a combination in your head, or you should try in your head. And then if you can do it, great. So I don't know. I agree that you need to experiment a little bit, but I also think that that's where you can fall apart, is experimenting forever. You need to read. Reading is how you make it work. But yeah, misreads happen. That's how you learn. Just review and learn the shape and new patterns. And eventually, when you read a shape and pattern enough, then you'll figure it out. How to defend against the monkey jump at T12 if white doesn't block right away. So if I go here, first let's hit the monkey on the head. I just Nobi, there's Hane, so you're looking at that cut. Okay, so then shoulder hit. I'm assuming you mean locally. Yeah. Definitely too early for in-game. Definitely too early for in-game. He's just talking about locally. He's asking about the shape. I believe it's shoulder hit. All right, so I've broken White's combination and gotten 2 moves, so I feel pretty confident in this game. If White ignores and displays somewhere else, the local follow-up for me is either here, or some sort of move that cuts these two apart. That's what I'm aiming to do next. So this is poking a base. That's why it's second line. Second line in the middle game is about bases. So here I'm just making it an open skirt base. So these 2 stones and these stones potentially don't have a base. Okay, so he blocked his base. So I can potentially go in, but like unnecessary fight right now. So let's see. Don't see any baseless groups. I should be able to live right here thanks to the cutting point. He'll just be able to steal my base there. But I'm not getting surrounded or anything, so it should be okay. Oh, what do I want to do next? Big framework. So this is low. So I think if I was playing territorial style, I would go right here. But I think Clossi Approach, it's more common to go here or here. The problem with the cap right here is this is on the 3rd line, so shoulder hit's very easy. So I think I have to go here and then start a fight. And this fight should be okay because if I can chase them this way, it might open up something on the right. So I'm going to go here. This is more Clossi Approach style with what we've been learning so far. But if you're into some territorial style, you could also try just to seal right here and take a territorial lead. It just depends on what you want to play here. I would love the cap if this was on the 4th line. 3rd line shoulder hit's really easy. I think another thing that I did here that's probably Dawn level is you see how I'm playing simple moves, simple moves, simple moves, and then complex moves? My timing for complex moves, I think, is I'm just gonna live. As long as if I live here, then this move isn't Sente, and then I have a base. My timing for complex moves, I think, is also important because I'm only complex when I need to be, and I see a lot of my students at single digit Q always choosing the complex move, and you don't need to. I would prefer to be simple and only complex when you have to be. So I have a timing for my complex moves. So here is like, okay, White's getting a little big, so let's push the reading a little bit. And now I've destroyed the area, so let's back up and play simpler moves in a simpler way. And having that control over my moves is very, very useful. Controlling the game is very useful. And this is where I think there's a lot of Dons actually struggle with because I have the benefit of my teaching experience, so I can control. Yeah, so I can control what type of game happens a lot better than a lot of other Dom players, simply because of my teaching experience. So if you want to get better at this, then potentially giving some teaching games and controlling what type of game happens and understanding like, okay, let's use logic. How do I arrive at my answer? And can I just play territory? Can I just play Moyo? Can I do this? Can I do that? And like what type how can you force the type of game you want to happen? So he's going here, so I can go for territory, or I can just go in. So here would be a good time to count. So let's say there's 7. Let's just 6. Make it easier here. Maybe 12. Just make it 12 right there. Just make it easy. 14, 16, 26, 28, 30, 32, 42, 47, 48. Plus influence right here. Okay. So this is going to be 10, 11. Okay. 10, 12, 22. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And let's give 2 points right here. So 32. And then whatever right here. And then my common habit of I always forgot the first number I counted. Okay, so we have 42, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 12, so that is 46 to 42, but Comey, so 48 to 46. So he's up by 2.5. I have this section, he has this section. His section's a little bit bigger than mine, so probably I should think about reducing, if I can make something. But can he seal it? If I go here, he goes here, right? Yeah. This is probably his regardless, so he has a territorial lead. Which makes sense since he was playing faster. So how can I go in here? I think this is okay. Yeah, let's just Clossi Approach it. Just reducing the line. Poke some Aji, reducing the line. Oh, thank you for the tip, Lion Rogue. Thank you so much. Yeah, so technically he needs a base right here, but as long I have a Panuki right here, which is kind of helping me deal with the center. I would say I'm a little bit down in points though. This is why you could have chosen this move instead. You would have had the points and then reduce, and you would have been a little bit more up in points. Okay, how can we use the Aji? So now we need to read again. So first off, we can run this way very easily. Very easily. We can poke the knight here. And then Tiger. Nobi. Because if he blocks, Atari, that would be great. He just attacked me with the knight's move instead of diagonal. I think the diagonal is a better shape here. So this actually might be the shape to do. Maybe here is better. Here, Nobi. Push there, cut.
Yomi.
I think that might be the better order. The reason is I'm worried about him Atari and sacrificing that stone and just blocking. I get control of the center, which is nice. But he gets all the territory. So I think this one is better order. Yeah. So we identified the safe one, and we identified the complex one, and we trust our reading. That's kind of what we did here. Same stuff we've been talking about the entire series. You need to be able to identify the simple one. This is the big mistake here, is a lot of players will only go complex, and if the complex doesn't work, then they run out of time for the simple. Just identify the simple first, then look for the complex. Read it as much as you can. If you read it and it works, do it. But if it doesn't, go for the simple. Simple's easy and you don't die. But being able to identify both and having that discipline is very useful. Okay, so white didn't read it, and I was able to come up with this move. Gotta read those knights moves. You got those large knights into a small knights. So I'm getting a little bit of an advantage here in the fight, simply because I was able to read the knights moves a little bit better than Druch. Okay. That is his right. That's fine. So let's take some time to count. So I'm going to go here. Where is he going to go? Probably Nobi. I'm reading this cut right here, but that's a net. By Hane and Hihanes, that's still a blasted net. I could cut right there, though, at that point. And that would be nice. But then he Atari's down. That would not be nice. Okay,
10,
maybe
9,
not.
8, 7,
I can peep
6,
and jump.
5.
Yeah, I like that. If he goes up. But if he Tiger's Mouse, I get the points. If he goes up, then I can peep and start attacking. Okay. I like that he's trying to use Aji. Apparently you can't ban people. I literally looked up this on the last video. You can't ban people on YouTube. I tried to figure it out. However, it does say hide user on this channel, so maybe that will fix it. Maybe that's YouTube's ban. I don't know. I tried to figure out how to ban last time and I couldn't figure it out. So if he's going to play defense, then I can just go for the points. That should be fine.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
It's also poke.
5, 4.
Okay,
3.
out of time. Play a decent move. Just play a decent move. I need to poke over here. Poke this. So I have a couple things that I should be looking at doing. But I definitely prefer black right now. White has a lot of problems, and black is very solid. That's a 2 space. That's more stuff I can poke later. Okay, so let's poke on the right first, so I can turn, or I can play a knight's move. I can clamp. Let's just turn. I think that's simple enough. I don't want to get cut over here. There's no reason to. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, there's really nothing I can do here. Just Yosei. All right, what about here? Boop, net. There. Okay. Boop.
10.
Check my cut.
9.
Atari.
8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3.
Simple.
2. 1.
What? What? The lag. Oh, lag is scary. Scariest freaking opponent in the game. In any game, the scariest opponent is lag.
Game paused.
Okay. Someone came in, so he's pausing the game real quick. No big deal. All right. So starting with the next section,
Game resumed.
Oh, never mind. 3Q to 1Q. I'm mostly just gonna be like going all out. Like no more holding back. No more Mr. Nice Clossi. And just seeing how I can do, and just talking about like what is the difference between me and them. Technically, I don't have the confidence to say I can teach 3Q to 1Q. I don't think I can, but I've had 3Q to 1Qs that like my advice, so I'm going to do it anyway, because I don't get to choose what helps others and what doesn't. This is the last one at this level. This is the game 5 at this level. The next level will have 10 games, and it's just going to be me playing and talking about what is the difference between me and them, right? And I doubt I will win every game at the next level. It's not like I can't lose to 2Qs and 1Qs, especially while streaming. So I highly expect a couple losses in the next 10, especially considering the results so far.
10.
I think we're at Yosei.
9, 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3.
Yosei. Time to start. Yosei. I could activate these stones. See if he gets greedy. I doubt he will, though. I could cut right here. I can reduce right here. I can cap right here. So here and here would be nice to attack this. I don't see an easy way to attack it, though. Potentially, I can destroy these instead. What? This is your base, though. This is not my base. Yeah. What's even cooler is I can respawn
10.
once, because that's also your base. And then go here. Yeah, this is a bigger problem for you than, yeah. My move is Sentai. My move is Sentai. I would say the guts comes from understanding I have a base right here, and this is his base. So mine is just points. His is his base. So mine should be more Sentai than his. Like if he cuts and Atari and he takes, yeah, he gets in the corner, but I'm still alive. That's the big difference. That's how I can have confidence and just say this is points. because as long as I don't have anything wrong with my eye space, I'm perfectly fine. And now I already got that, so now I just go back and fix, and I got a positive result. Like, he didn't block and I did. So it's a better result for me. It just matters. What matters is the base. Okay, let's get my base here. That's getting important. That's getting important. Starting to get weak. The Panuki's strong, but give enough stones around it, and it'll get weak eventually. But Panukis are really hard to attack. Look how many moves I Tanuki'd from this Panuki. What is that? 1, 2, 3. Oh, so 3 that I Tanuki'd, and I responded to the 4th one. That is fine. Yeah, I'll respond to that because it's my base. And I will respond to that because it's my base. Now, if I get a cut right here, if I find a cut right here, it's kind of double Sente. Because I could potentially cut this, make it live, and then go cap here, make that one live, and get maybe 5 or 6 points in the center. Would be the aim. That's my base. I'll block. So the problem with this one is maybe I shouldn't have fixed, because even though like I got to block and he lost his points, he's getting all the Yosei now. That's not fun. That one's a bit of a mistake. This one's better. Second line is better than first line. So I'm gonna fix, and now he lost this move. Okay, and let's see. This one should be the better one. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I see nothing wrong with that. Boom. Yeah. Connections. You consider connections before Tiger's Mouths, but you should probably technically compare both and see which one's better. That is Gote. Remember, you already fixed my shape, so I'm fine with that. I want to cut something here. So let's go here. Let's try to be Sente. Let's do this in Sente. Boop. Because you lost your base over here, and you're not alive. So let's poke Samaji. Poke Samaji. Now my goal is to eventually get some sort of surround right here, and maybe get some points, or maybe save these stones. Something. Something in Sente would be nice. Okay. Show me the eyes. Show me how you're gonna live. I want to know so I can know how to bully you. If I had like 2 hours, I would be reading how to kill this. If I had like like 30 minutes on the clock or 20 minutes on the clock, I would totally be reading how to kill this. Where are you gonna go? That's fine. I could use time here, but I should be using time here. I'm trying not to like read too much though, because I don't want to do Dawn magic anymore. I think the most magical thing about this is how many Sente moves I got from it. Not even that the reading worked. It was just I got like 3 Sente moves out of it. Or it's not 3 Sente, 3 Tanukis out of it. I think that's the most magical thing about it. This looks like a strong shape that keeps you cut and also watches my connection. I'm not going to try to kill. I'm just going to keep you cut and have you live in Gote. Don't try to kill. Don't try to kill. Don't try to kill. If he dies, great, but I'm not going to try to kill. Don't have enough time to read it, so I'm not going to try it. I'm going to stay strong and Sente. Just free stuff and Sente. Okay. Is there a connection? Maybe. I want to go like right here and right here and right here. That one I think works,
9,
but
8,
I'm not gonna worry about it.
7, 6, 5, 4.
Just keep him
3.
cut. That's a simple move. That's a simple move. K12 doesn't really do much because he has his escape route already right here. Okay. That does not threaten a connection. There's no cut Aji for me, so I have no Aji. So push the eye. Push the eye. I think he's dead. I think it's getting simple enough that I can just read it. Looks like he Tanuki'd it too many times. I think I would aim, if I was white, for this move. Nah, that doesn't work, because at this move I just connect, and if he tries to make the eye, I go here, and that's a bent 3. And I play first. Hello, Sir Mortimer. Is G14... 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 No, it's not stupid. I didn't say it was stupid. Okay, reduce the ice space. The G14 was keeping them cut. Read as much as you can. Read as much as you can. But I'm reading all the cutting points in the Aji, and I just don't see anything that I should be worried about. Stay strong. Look for any Aji right here. Don't see any. Should be good to go. I'm reading. Can he try something with G13? I mean... Yeah, but... I don't see anything working. I mean, if I saw something with G13, I would have already fixed. I definitely read it, though. Yeah, no, I definitely was, one of the moves I was reading was G13. I just didn't see it doing anything. If I did, I would have fixed it. This is just a net. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a move to consider. You want to consider all the Hanes, cutting points, any Ataris, forcing moves, Liberty problems, any of that stuff for the reading here. So this comes from Go problems and understanding cutting points and liberties, forcing moves and whatnot. All right, thank you for the game. Okay, so right here, Y was up by 3 points. I agree with that. So here, White's up by 1.8. White's up by 3. So yeah, so I'm just gonna look at the score real quick. And then here, Black is up by 10. Okay. I don't know why I didn't consider 2. I mean, I did. I probably would have. If he played 1, I would probably Atari'd. But I didn't consider him fixing at 3. It's fine. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Okay, here Black is up by 2 points. 3 points, 2 points. Yeah, 3 points. But at this point, I feel Black's up, and here Black's up by 5. And then here Black's up by 6. And going into Yosei, black's up by 5. And 5 points should be considered a lot at this level. I think a lot of players at this level, I've noticed, especially with my students, I've noticed a lot of players at this level are very uncomfortable with close games. They think they need to be winning by 10 plus. And I'm like, why? Like, just, you have 5 points. Just keep playing good moves. Just go into Yosei. Keep playing the Sente Yosei. 5 points is a good, like, that's enough to win. Heck, 3 points. Just go into Yosei. But for some reason, when a game is close, they get really uncomfortable and try to do something extra, which gives their opponent an opening to catch back up because they went extra. Just play simple. And like, just, you should be, the whole idea of Clossi Approach is to get you a close game and then just win with good Yosei. And as long as you don't have any openings, then your opponent will usually overextend themselves trying to do more, get a giant lead, and then you just punish when they overextend. So that's how the Clossi Approach works. It's like, I'm playing solid, and I'm playing patient, and then maybe I didn't do it quite well here. Like, I tried to use Aji to play in the big area, but all I was theoretically doing was just playing a big move. That's all I'm doing. It's just using Aji to play the big moves. So I'm just playing the big moves. I'm solidly fixing my shapes. You know, making my bases, making my Pinukis. You know, just playing super solid, but getting to the big moves. And then whenever my opponent leaves an opening, I punish that opening, or I use that opening to do my job. Right? Being able to punish the openings is what gives you a lead and potentially kills groups and stuff. But even if you can't, as long as you can get a couple points, ideally, you'll just go into Yosei with a solid, strong position and just play a strong Yosei. Now, if even that doesn't win you the game, then both of you are probably playing a Dawn level game. If neither one of you are overextending or leaving a bunch of openings and stuff, that's probably a Dawn level game. The little mini Aji, that's Dawn level. Like, trying to learn how to punish that and force your opponent to create Aji, that's Dawn level. But just not having Aji, if you just play it solidly, that's usually enough to win. And you don't have to do anything crazy. But here, I think a lot of people will be up by 7 points, and then they don't know they're up by 7 points. And like, oh, this feels crazy. Time to activate a weak group for some reason. It's like, why? Just go into Yosei and win, right? Just go into Yosei. But for some reason, they're not comfortable with a close game. Close games are like what all the high-level players play. Because no one leaves an obvious opening at the top levels, like 9 Dawn, 7 Dawn plus. They don't just leave openings. It's a matter of like finding the one that is most likely to give you a little bit of Aji to use to get a single point over your opponent. Hello, Drich. Thank you for the game. So yeah, I think being close with or being comfortable with close games is really, really useful. Yeah, so we went into Yosei. I'm up by 8 or 9 points right now. So here I'm up by 11, and then that's when it all kind of went downhill. And here, now I'm just up by like 58. That's because the group died. Groups don't usually die, but even if the group didn't die, I'm up by 11, so. Yeah, Drooch, you're really fast-paced. You're so fast-paced, and I don't know, it's not what I would want to do.
Review started.
Okay, let's go from the start. Okay, already trying to make me uncomfortable, but unfortunately I'm used to these things, so it doesn't really bother me that you play the bottom right instead of the top left. So even if the board shifts direction, I could still play it. That's fine. I consider going here. I haven't done the research for this move, though. So I'm just playing solid. This is a little bit passive. I think this one would be more active. Something like that is probably more active on this board. This feels very, like, solid, but not very exciting. But it's fine. Could have also went here just to break Druch's combination, or try to break Druch's combination. But it's fine. So Druch made a nice combination here. Probably I would choose Chinese here. No. This is fine. This is fine. But I like the Chinese. It's just old-fashioned. Like, this is old-fashioned, but I like it because it makes a base. Or it threatens to make a base. Makes it a little harder for Black to invade. But it's fine. No big deal. This is all expected. All expected. Not just play strong. This is a nice Hane. I didn't expect the Hane. So this is probably... No, the Peep's probably fine. So here, white's up by 3 points. So you can see, even though I'm playing like Clossi Approach, I'm like, oh yeah, it's slower than the top levels would say. They were like, oh, this is too slow. You need to be more active, more exciting. But even though I'm playing super slow for top level players, it's just minus 3 points. 3 points. That's it. I can make that up in Josei easy. All right, so all I have to do now that I have Sente, is go play on the big framework. And that's what I did. So here, I probably played a little bit too strongly. Maybe I could just play this, like this. I don't know. And then try to get some center. I mean, that would be optimistic, but that's something I could think about. I don't know. Maybe we could aim for that. I thought that was too optimistic, though. Here, definitely very aggressive. I do like the aggressiveness here. It's your area, so be aggressive. But it does require a lot of reading. Then you went passive. I kind of expected you to fight here more. But this is I think we agreed that this is too strong. Probably like 2Q plus, 1Q plus. So another option I can look at is just here. And then look at just forcing my way out. Or maybe here. And just making life. You know, probably more basic. Then there's also this. Yeah, a little bit more difficult though. Then maybe I could attach right here. Yeah, this is where we get tricky. Like, so maybe this one would have been simpler for the Clossi Approach. The attachments definitely get reading intensive for sure. So maybe this would have been simpler. There. Then defend the base and I run away. And if you try to attack me, then I have the slide and run. And this should live pretty easily. Kick, there, base, lean, jump, base. So yeah, this is probably easier to play on this board for 6Q. That's fine. Attachments are really strong, but they require a lot of reading, so maybe I shouldn't have read so much. It's something you're gonna have to learn eventually, though. So if you're trying the attachments and you're finding yourself in a... Yeah, it's a pretty common attachment at this level, but I think the ladder breaker attachment is probably not so common. And if you end up in a lot of trouble with attachments and you just can't keep up with the reading, then just maybe try a different move. It could be just you struggle with attachments. Yeah. The second attachment as a ladder breaker is the move I thought was too high level. Yeah, and then that was just too easy. This does nothing to me. So I just got a free move. Then this also does nothing to me. It's 2 stones, doesn't matter. So I got 2 free moves. So that was very nice. And at this point I feel a little bit better, but you technically still had some points. Here on this board position, maybe just taking territory could be a little bit better. See what I mean? You can't ban people. It's got to be a bot, right? Anyway, doesn't matter. That way, if you do that, now I can focus on the same thing, but now I have the territory. This is easier. This one, what the plan is you want them to try to come in or somehow and deal with it, and then you get to attack. This is how the Clossi Approach works. You aim to attack and control the game. So the idea of the Clossi Approach isn't to go for territory on this turn, it's to go for the profit from the attack. So yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works. But yeah, see you, Drich. Thanks for playing. In some scenarios, you might want to choose territory over, but I would say this is the aim. That's the idea. In this case, though, it was very easy for white to just come out. And then white's was bigger than black's by a little bit, I think. That's fine. Definitely diagonal, I think. This is a large knight's move. So having 2 knight's moves to work with made it super easy. So again, I consider the simple move first. We learned this in the series, and then that was just a beautiful sequence. Such a nice connection right there. It's super, super pretty. So it's very easy to connect right there. So that's a simple sequence. But if we can live through our opponent, through their knight's moves and cutting points, then that's obviously better. And here, he can't just block because Atari there, Atari there, Atari there, Atari there. Fix. That's just too nice for black. It's too nice for black. That's why I thought the shape was too much. So here, I feel very happy with this. Peep is fine to block the right side. And then you get into a Hane, into a large knight's move, into a 2-space jump. This is probably what causes Druch a lot of issues. And it causes a lot of people at this level a lot of issues. They keep playing these shapes that they think is faster. Like 2-space jumps, large knight's moves, triple and quadruple Hanes, right? You know, but they have cutting points. They have Aji. And that's what gets you into trouble more than anything else. So here, a table shape would be better. Like the large table. That's just better shape. Like, why give a 2-space jump? I used that later and actually killed you. So, I think all of these loose shapes, there's timing for them. Like, you should always use the solid shape unless you have a specific reason to not do it, to do something extra. But using the loose shape every single time, that's what gets you in trouble. That's what I mean about single-digit Q players. They always choose the complex option. And I'm like, no. The complex is a timing attack. It's a timing move. If you don't know the timing, you need to be simple. That's what works. And use the complex at unique scenarios to gain a lead or to gain a little bit of an edge in that area. But if you use complex every single time, half the time or more than half the time, it'll just backfire. Now, the problem is they don't know this because their opponents usually aren't strong enough to punish them for it. So they'll see this, but 6 Hues probably don't ever look at these peeps, right? They never think about it. They just see, oh, I can't cut it, and that's that. But when you level up and you get to like 3Q, 2Q, 1Q, or you face super aggressive players, what are they going to do? They're going to bully this stuff. And you're going to be like, okay, well, then why did I do it wrong? What did I do wrong in this game? And it's like, this works for me all the other times, so clearly I played a wrong sequence. But no, it's not that it's worked for you all the other times, it's just you haven't been punished for it. So if you play loose shapes every single time, yeah, you'll get away with it sometimes, and it'll feel nice, but eventually you're going to get punished, and then eventually you'll get to a level where everyone's punishing these shapes, and eventually you'll have to stop playing them, but it's easier just to not play them in the first place than to figure out when to not play them. Because I would rather play solid shapes and slower shapes and then figure out the timing for faster shapes and more complex sequences, like timing attacks, than to play complex every single time and then most of the time be wrong. I think that's a common theme at single digit Q is they always want to play the fast stuff. They always want to play the super Aji stuff. They always want to attack the Aji. I'm like, that's a timing. You need to reading and judgment. But if it's not the timing for it, you need to be able to play simple. Like over here. Let's say white played a diagonal. Okay, maybe there's nothing here. That's just overplay, right? Maybe there's nothing here right now. So I save it and I just play a simple move, like run away. I know how to activate timing and I know how to change to simple. I can just play simple until it's the right time to be complex. But if you choose complex every single time, boom, 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 and it doesn't work, that's how you end up dying and in bad positions that you could have easily handled if you had just played a simple move. This is a common theme at single digit Q. It's why a lot of people get stuck. They always want to do the complex thing. Well, the complex thing works against the knight's move, but not a diagonal here. So knight's move, it worked. Diagonal, it doesn't. So diagonal, I choose simple. Knight's move, I choose complex. I know the difference. That's what separates me from like 3Q to 1Q, is I know the difference between it works now versus it doesn't work now. Versus 3Q to 1Q, they will always choose attack the knight's move. Yeah, like that works. When it works, it works. But when it doesn't, you just fall apart. And you need to be able to understand that difference. So here it kind of just went straight forward, and then we just went to Josei. This one, I have a base. This is not white. This is white's base. This is not my base. And since white has some floating shape right here, that's not a base either. I knew there was the chance for a double attack, so I knew this was so much more valuable than this. Now, with that being said, I don't like that I lost Sente here. So maybe this was a little bit wrong. So maybe I should activate this immediately to keep up Sente. That could be something I could look for in review and the timing and stuff. But even then, getting right here, I did like that white was fighting for Sente. That was very nice, but you can't give up a base for Sente. It's too dangerous. This was definitely better here. Yeah, take the base if you wanted to pressure here. Josei was good. This is definitely better though. And you're not alive. You need to live. That's just too greedy. It's too greedy to nuke this. So as soon as I have no problems, I attack. As soon as I play defense first, I'm defended, I'm going to go punish you. And that's the second part of the Clossi Approach. Defense first, then offense, then big moves. So before I just continue with our Sente Josei, I'm going to go punish you. Yeah. Definitely you got to fix over here somehow. You got to do something. Like get your base, something. I will get to attack you, but you're not going to die over here. There's no way for me to kill this group. But you Tanuki'd again, it's way too much. And there's no connection right here because I can cut. No, there's no connection. It's way too easy for black here. Yeah, gotta defend. You gotta play defense first. If you have to defend, you have to defend, right? If you have to defend, you have to defend. And when you have multiple weaknesses, don't defend the one that's not going to die, that has 2 escape routes. Defend the one that's completely surrounded right now. Like, this is absolutely surrounded with no eyes. So, very dangerous. And yeah, so that will wrap up this video. Shout out to my Patreon at the before do this, patreon.com/Colossius. On YouTube, it'll be in the description. Bada-boop. Bada-boop. This is how I make my living and make series like this one for you guys. So if you want to support or get lessons, check it out. And with that, hopefully you guys enjoyed. So let's do a little bit of a Q&A at the end of this video. So you don't have any questions that I can answer about the Clossi Approach up to this point, because we are about to move into the 3Q to 1Q section, and at that point I'm just going to be trying to play games and show the difference in reviewing. I'm not super confident about my 3Q to 1Q. I don't know. I feel like I'm not strong enough to teach them, but a lot of people want me to do it, so I'm gonna do it. At this point, what I teach becomes advice. It's just like take it with a grain of salt. I'm only a 2-don, 3-don, 4-don, 5-don on Fox. I don't know. I'm only a low don. I'm only a low don. So 3Q to 1Q, you should be trying to figure out what's the difference between you and me to beat me. Not necessarily like I have all this great knowledge just to easily rank you up. I try to focus on the double digit Q stuff. mostly because that's kind of what I developed the Clossi Approach for. But I wanted to stretch it into single digit Q just to like, here's how you take it to the next level. Beyond that, I would say beyond what we've talked about in the entire series thus far, it's literally about self discipline and self control and just making every single move have value. Like you notice, I was able to Tanuki this like 2 or 3 times. Like every single move has to be big. Every single move has to have value. Every attack has to be Sente. And just really being disciplined with that is a really big thing for the last few levels up to Dawn level. The way I think about it is the difference between single digit Q and Dawn players is Dawn players don't make quote unquote mistakes. What I mean by that is we don't play moves that have zero value or very minimal value and just get ignored. We don't make negative exchange rates. We don't just play a sequence that just loses us points. We see the sequence before it happens and be like, that loses me points. I'm not going to do it. Right? So the difference between Q and Dawn pretty much is every single move has value. You don't have wasted moves. Every single move does something. Now, from Dawn to Pro and beyond and stuff is literally efficiency and reading. How effective is it at getting points? How Sente is it? How good is the reading? And further reading. More and more and more reading. And then, like, perfect judgment. But even then, like, it's not like a Dawn player can't play a pro. The Dawn player will play a pro, and every move will pretty much have value. Just the pro moves are just going to be faster and a lot more accurate reading, right? Like an insane amount more reading, and a lot more speed. And there's also going to be a lot of study and like opening patterns and Joseki knowledge. But the difference between Q and Dawn is literally just how many moves are you wasting. Dawn players have all the basics, most of the basics. You can learn basics up to 5 Dawn. But Dawn players have pretty much most of the basics, and every single move has value. Q players, you're losing value somewhere. You're playing Gote, you're not punishing your opponent somehow, you're not reading before you play, you're just playing sequences, and some of them work, some of them don't, and you need to know. So habits, and you don't just play single Gote moves. You don't play like 0-point moves or 2-point moves, and your opponent just blatantly ignores you. You know, it's just about of control and making every single move have value. That's what makes Dawn players Dawn players. So any Q&As, any questions about double digit Q or single digit Q that I have not covered in the series so far or anything like that? Does anyone have any questions? Any advice that I can give you? What is the answer to 2 plus 2? Is anyone alive in chat? I guess no one has questions. Yeah, if no one has questions, then four. If no one has questions, then we can go ahead and wrap up the video here. If anyone on YouTube has questions, go ahead and post it in the comments. I will try to answer those, and if I don't answer, maybe someone else will answer as well. But yeah, that will wrap up the 6Q to 4Q section. And I would like to say this is where the Clossi approach more or less almost ends. Because I've tried to give everything that I could with my approach method to you guys. 3Q, getting from 3Q to 1 Dawn is literally about doing everything that I've said so far perfectly. So it's not like any new things. It's just doing everything perfectly, having really good discipline, having Joseki knowledge, having like life and death reading and Tsuji reading. Joseki knowledge. I think I said Joseki knowledge. Joseki and Fuseki knowledge. Go problems. Practice. constantly pushing yourself with the reading, constantly pushing yourself with every single move needs to be valuable, capitalizing your opponent's mistakes, as I know a lot of people struggle with that at this level. That'll come with reviews. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. So all the information with the Clossi approach has now been shared with you guys. 3Q to 1 Dawn for the next section. It's going to be 10 games in the next section. Is literally just going to be me sandbagging some 3Qs to 1Qs and figuring out why are you not beating me. Like, I'm going to just do my best and be like, what's the difference between you and me? Like, what is it? Because it's not like any new advice. It's habits and reading. Habits and reading. And I can very easily lose. If they play a good game, it's not like I can't lose. But a lot of the times, I have noticed there are some 2Qs and 1Qs. Yeah, I'll play. I'll just play 3Qs to 1Qs who's online, or I just play maybe open a game or something. I would say if people show up to the live stream and stuff, I will play them, and if not, I might just open up a free challenge or something. What was I saying? 3Q to 1Q. Yeah, I've seen 2Qs and 1Qs that can beat me, that have beaten me, but then they go to play ranked games, and then they lose more than I would because because they can face my particular style just fine, but as soon as they face an opponent who overplays a little bit or who does a different style, they fall apart. So a lot of players maybe struggle with other styles, and if you want to deal with that, then you need exposure to multiple styles, which is play on other Go servers. There's Fox, KGS, OGS. Don't recommend Taijum at the moment. There's W Baruch. Then playing in person, playing in other countries, playing in tournaments, especially like any tournaments with people from all over the world and stuff. Just getting exposure to different styles, different time formats. Yeah, just more and more knowledge. And then, of course, I would say this is more at this point. I think probably you're getting strong enough that I honestly, when you get to Dawn, is when you pretty much are strong enough to start learning getting commentary books. So from this level onwards, you really need to watch a series and go through any like basic books, like the Get Strong series, Elementary series, and make sure you have everything in those books down. Okay, if you don't have something in those books, you've got to have it before Dawn. You have to have your basics before Dawn level. Beyond that, for Dawn players, I think everyone can get to Dawn, but getting beyond Dawn does take talent and a lot of time commitment. The books I would recommend would be any sort of pro commentary book and any Go problem book. Like, collect those. They're going to be super useful. And go through them. Don't just buy them and set them on a shelf like I do. But actually collect them. I also collect reference guides. Like, I have several Joseki books from different eras too. Because I like going through and comparing like I have Kim Sonoge's 21st century Josekis, and then I also have I think it's Ishida's like Josekis, and that was from the 90s, and I like to compare them and stuff. So I collect Joseki books as well. I have like 100 AI Josekis. Any books that go over the current meta of Josekis, I collect those as well, and then compare and see the different styles, see how Go has grown over the years. Lion Rogue, you have a question? Go ahead and ask. Those are always good. Lectures are also good. I actually recommend joining the Yonguseng Dojong if you are 3Q plus, because you're getting to the point where I think you can benefit a lot. Ensong is a really strong teacher, and I really think the Yonguseng Dojong is a lot of good material if you use it right. If you attend the lectures and you're playing at least 10 games a week, 10 to 20 games a week outside of the Yonguseng, in addition to the Yonguseng, you watch lectures. You don't just like watch one lecture a week, but you watch the lectures and the previous lectures and all the Joseki knowledge and stuff. There's a lot to learn from Yonguseng. It's really great. However, I don't really recommend it below 3Q because the material is really high level and it's really hard to understand and remember and apply correctly if you don't have all of these basics first. Uh, I was watching the lectures of some of my students. This is why Buzzsaw is laughing. I watched the lecture and I'm like, this is amazing material. You guys are never gonna understand this though. Nah, stay in there, Buzzsaw. You're fine. But if you're not already in it, I would say it's probably better just to learn the basics. Um, because it's really high. It's such good material. But you have to have like at least a bare minimum of knowledge to follow that material. It's complex. It builds on stuff that you should already have, and if you don't have that stuff, it's just you're not going to understand it. And even if you like played the patterns correctly, not understanding it means you're not going to understand the follow-ups correctly or anything like that. And it's I think the youngest thing is like it's not like low Q friendly. The reviews are great. The game reviews are definitely good. I highly encourage the game reviews. I just think that game reviews should not be the only reason because it is a little bit expensive. I'm still waiting on your question, Lion Rogue. You can get game reviews for cheaper than the youngest thing, and still get high quality game reviews. However, if you're 3Q plus, you get game reviews and lectures, which the material in there is great. If you're a Dawn player, absolutely sign up in the Youngest Thing Dojang. I didn't see it. I only saw I have a question actually, and then 4 Buzzsaw comments, and then oh I typed it's a bit higher in chat. I didn't see it. Okay. Faced an OGS player who answered my 4-4 with a 5-5, and I lost to him most of the time. How do I effectively counter the opening? So you played 4-4, he played 5-5. This is the type of player that goes cosmic, just make territory and reduce the center. The problem likely is not your opening. I guarantee you it's the middle game. The problem is you likely don't understand large framework timing, and because it's not, it's gonna look different than normal. So let's say I played here, he plays here, 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 like that, right? So I just go here. Let's say he nobies. I go here. He's gonna shoulder hit. I go here. Maybe he does something. I just get one move on each corner, and he builds that center like crazy. Okay. All I have to do now is reduce. So let's find the line of influence. He'll likely cut me off. I start going for the base. He's gonna cut me off. Just make my base. He's gonna try to go here. I make my base. He's gonna slide to steal the base. It's okay. Then he's gonna go crazy trying to kill me. I'm just gonna run away and look for any sort of Aji. Any sort of Aji and make life. Okay? And it's just gonna be a defense battle. And it's not a fun game for you because you're on defense a lot, but it's like an impossible game for them if you know how to defend. Because you have more points, all you have to do is reduce and not die. If you reduce and not die, then you win. As long as you're efficient, right? You have to be efficient. Like, this is the type of game, it's quite fun to play Cosmic style, but it's extremely unreliable. Because killing something or attacking something for as much profit as big moves, is like impossible if your opponent knows how to play defense efficiently. However, it does mean you control the game most of the game, so it feels great to do. It feels really annoying to play against these types of players, so a lot of players hate playing them because they're always on defense. What you got to realize is you have the points lead. They have to attack you for enough profit to make up that difference. So being on defense isn't necessarily a bad thing. Just play efficient, solid defense, and you win. But like Go isn't so simple that knowing the theory is going to make you win the game. I guarantee you he does it really efficiently and is very strong with his attacks. So you just got to level up your defense and don't be scared of the center. Just, reduce the large framework. Yeah, most of the time, Cosmic players, I would say the cosmic players that I would be scared of is the Dawn players, who like the ones that like know how to force the cosmic and then know the strengths and weaknesses. So as soon as you overcommit to stopping the cosmic, they switch it and go for a territorial type game. Those are the scary ones because that's the next level. So you have the cosmic players that just love attacking, right? But eventually they're gonna run out of ways to attack you because they attack you and then they're gonna get to a level where people know how to defend. So from there, it's just a matter of attacking and being more efficient than they are efficient with their defense. And then if they are still there, then you have to like lure them in and say, I'm going to make this massive moyo. And then they'll overcommit too many stones to reducing that moyo and neglect the sides and the corners. And then you just kind of like swallow them up while they're trying to live in the center and take the sides. And then the sides is bigger than the center. And then if you take the sides while reducing the corners, you have more territory. So it's a very tricky balance, but and that's why Go is cool. Like there's a lot of different styles and things that you can do with Go. It's just when someone tries it, like especially at the pro level, if someone tried a new style, everyone would research it and learn how to counter it. So if the style only works sometimes, then no one's going to do it because all the other pros would research the counters. And then because pros don't do it, amateurs don't do it. But there's a lot of styles that work at the amateur level with enough practice and research and understanding. But the reliability of that style is maybe less than 50%. And that's why most people don't recommend it. It's why I don't recommend it. I prefer things that will win you half or more than half of your games versus things like Tengen, which is a lot of fun, but it's not as consistent with the win rate. It's not as easy to play. So it's not that this is a very playable move. It's just not recommended because your win rate should be, in theory, slightly less than the other normal stuff. However, there are some styles, which before AI, I'd come up with the style that was kind of countering the current meta. I haven't found a way to counter the AI style yet. It's really freaking hard because the AI is strong. But what I did was I played. So I think it was when the AI just came out, everyone started copying the AI. There wasn't research yet in the middle game. So the way I countered it was I researched Shusaku's games, so games from the 1800s and 1900s, and I created a very solid opening and middle game. And then I also researched the AI's opening. And so from there, I combined the AI's opening with the Clossi Approach / old Japanese middle game. And I was able to counter a lot of people playing the AI because they would play too loose and not be able to follow it up. Unfortunately, everyone got better with the AI stuff and done more Go problems, and now they can follow it up, so now it's not nearly as effective. So I have to come up with something else, because as the style changes and as the meta changes, people get stronger with the meta, or the meta changes to something that counters and is stronger than the older meta or something like that, and you have to adjust with it, or you fall behind and you just lose. Keeping up with the meta is really hard, but that's technically like hide-on stuff. At single-digit Q, at Q level, meta just doesn't matter, because as long as you can capitalize on your opponent playing wasted moves and you don't play wasted moves, you're going to have more moves than your opponent and you just win. I will say though that at the Q level, players are a Q player because they're missing one part of their game. And what I've found is some styles are really effective against most players, because a lot of the times what players are lacking at the Q level is efficient defense. So either one, they play defense really slow, or two, they don't play defense at all. So what is a common quote-unquote meta is being very aggressive at the single-digit level wins you a lot of games. So it sounds like, oh, let's play that style. The problem is you are also missing a part of your game if you were a Q level. So yeah, if Dawn players wanted to sandbag and get easy wins, we would just be super aggressive. But we have like a balanced overall game, and at the Q level, you're usually missing something. So what happens when you face a player that does know efficient defense, but maybe they're not good at attacking, right? But if they know efficient defense and they have big moves, if you don't know how to make big moves or to how to make points and win a game against a player that you can't attack, then you're going to lose. So even though you win more than you lose probably with this style, eventually you're going to get to a point where they do know how to defend, and then you're going to get stuck because you won't be able to beat anyone because everyone will know how to defend at that level and beyond, and then you don't know how to win any other way because you're lacking other basics. And then what makes it even harder is now you have to back up with the attacking to play the other basics that you were missing up until this point. But it's really hard to turn off attacking compared to turning it on. It's really easy to say, okay, I want to attack now. But it's really hard to say, I want to stop attacking. It's really hard to stop attacking. So if you start out being super aggressive, it'll work for a time, but eventually you will get stuck and you have to learn other stuff. And it's harder to stop attacking than it is to start attacking. That's why I teach the way I teach. That's why I teach you guys a Clossi Approach, defense first. Because I think it's easier to learn long term in that way than it is to play like super aggressive and stuff. Yeah. So I think the video's long enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. So as always, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. And that'll be it for the stream, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. For sneak peeks, since you guys are on the stream, I am working on some new stuff that the direction after the Clossi Approach. I say after. I still have like 10 more weeks to the Clossi Approach. But I am working on 2 types of videos on my YouTube channel in addition to the Clossi Approach. The first is where I'm playing games. It's doing well with the watch time and stuff and the retention rates, but I'm not sure what I want to do with this yet, but it is a video that I'm currently creating. And another one that I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on is Joseki tips. So you can see this one is currently private. I'll zoom in so you guys can see it better. Where I talk about like how to handle Joseki's at the double-digit Q level, but I think even single-digit Qs can benefit from it. So this one is if white Hana is on the inside, what do you do? This is a Joseki that a lot of people don't think about, right? So Joseki tip videos, like around 5 minutes or so per video. So it's like little lunchbox videos with Joseki tips. Yeah, you absolutely cut. But the trick is they can live in the corner. So a lot of people don't realize that white can Hana and live in the corner. It's just not good for white, but not many people research why, like what happens. It's a move that people just don't think about, even though yeah, it's a bad move and we know it's a bad move. But if it gets played against you, it's like, do I know why it's a bad move? Do you actually know the sequence if they Hana on the inside? Everyone plays this attachment, but no one really considers the Hana on the inside. And it's tricked a lot of my students, so I think it's a useful move to just go over. But it's little like Joseki tips and stuff. So that's some videos that I'm in the process of recording and going to be releasing soon. Another one's already released was that's how to play Go in 5 minutes. This one I go over the attachment to the Knights. I go over this attachment for double-digit Q players and how to handle it at double-digit Q. So it's just like Joseki tip videos. So yeah, hopefully that will be something that people will enjoy going forward. Shout out to the Discord. Discord, we have a Batsko lecture because we already had one. We will have a second one on the 19th. So let me just give everyone an invite code. I hired Bats to give lectures on I had hired Bats to do 2 lectures this month. The first lecture, these are patron only, but you can become a patron for $1 a month. So you can literally get access to these lectures for $1. He's already done 1 lecture, and the second lecture will be on the 19th. So if you guys are interested in seeing some more Batsko, check those out. And also we have a great community on Discord, which is of course free to join, and you guys can ask for advice and blah 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 blah. Then I already advertised Patreon. So yeah, I think that'll be it for the advertisements, and hopefully I was able to give you guys some good advice today and improve your game. So as always, guys, I will go ahead and end it here. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I look forward to see you guys next time.